Hello, and thank you very much for attending the BizEquity onboarding video. This is Brian Martin. I'm the Director of Customer Success here at BizEquity, and I'm going to take you through how to use the BizEquity solution. Video should take about 20 minutes, and we'll get you off and running. So first things first, you'll want to log in at your unique white label. So I've come to my white label here, which is martin.bizequity.com. You're going to have your own unique white label. So make sure you always log in at what your white label is. Going to bizequity.com is not going to allow you to access your particular white label site. So keep in mind to use your unique name to log in. There'll be a login button right here. I'm logged in as myself, Brian Martin. And I'm going to show you each page, and then we'll take you through a detailed dive of what each page does. So the home page, right when you log in, is going to be this button. It's going to start on home, which would allow you to begin evaluation. Now there's three other pages that we're going to talk about today. Clicking your name, company's console, is going to take you to where any companies that you have valued in the past will live. So you'll see shortly there'll be a list of companies in my console. This is also where your unique smart link will be. If you're going to be emailing clients or business owners links to have them generate their own data for evaluation report, you need to send your unique smart link. Now, if you send someone just to your white label, they'll see this page. However, if there's multiple users on your site, we won't know which user to attach the company to. So it's very important that you use your unique smart link when sending a link out to a business owner. The next piece that we'll talk about is the search for prospects feature, which can be found, obviously, search for prospects. The third thing we'll discuss today is our success center. So basically the library and repository of marketing material and things that we've made to help our users leverage BizEquity successfully. So let's start with using the smart link to actually value a company. So I actually already have my smart link opened up in another browser. And we're going to go through what a business owner would see if they filled out a valuation. The only real difference in this page and the page that's your home page when you're logged in is you won't be logged in. So the business owner can go through the entire 7-step process. They just can't see the output. So there's basically three ways that people leverage the BizEquity tool. The first and most popular way is you would actually, as the BizEquity user, collect financial data from your clients, and you would come in, log in as yourself, start on this homepage, and you would actually generate the valuation report. That's probably the smoothest way, just because you as the user are familiar with the tool, you would go through the steps, and you can also sort of control the speed of delivery. So if it is a product that you're going to be charging for, you can go ahead and take your time, and you really control the input and the output of what you're providing. The second most popular way BizEquity is leveraged is in tandem. So you would have a business owner or a prospect come in. You would actually sit there, again, logged in as yourself in this case. You would log in at home, and you would run the valuation with them sitting in the room with you. So that's a popular way to do it. There's a couple questions that I'll point out along the way that are really engaging and can help you get to know a prospect. The third most popular way is the way we're going to look at it, and that is you would actually send your unique smart link out to the business owner and have them fill out a valuation. So we're going to go through this as if we clicked on this smart link and we're a business owner. So I'm going to type in the business name as test, use my zip code in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. Now, the first and most important step in the entire valuation process comes at this industry code. So we are looking for an NAICS code. Unfortunately, most business owners have no idea what their NAICS code is. So what we've done is we've made it a keyword searchable database. So I'm going to type in plumbing. That's going to pull up plumbing, heating, and air conditioning contractors. So that's going to pre-fill code 23822. Again, keyword searchable database. We have over 900 NICS codes built into the system and over 12,000 sub-aliases. So it's very simple for a business owner or you as the user to locate the proper NICS code. Now I'm going to hit continue. We're going to move on to step 2 of 7, which is basic business owner information. So I'm going to type in my first and last name since we're valuing my mock company. Now, the most important step on step 2 is going to be this business structure. Now, the reason we ask what the business structure is it's not going to actually affect the valuation itself, but it is going to make the data entry process much smoother if you select the proper way the business is structured as well as the tax form that they used. So this company I'm going to say is an S Corp using Form 1120S. So they have 10 employees. They were established in the year 2000. Now this question down here is going to be more for your benefit. So please select the reasons for running a valuation. Now, like the business structure, this isn't going to affect the actual valuation itself. What it is going to do is it's going to give you, the user, a better idea of why this business owner is going through the process. Now, we have a lot of our users that actually leverage the smart link that we're going through and put it on their corporate webpage or run LinkedIn campaigns. So in that case, you're getting a lot of people that you haven't interacted with. So we're just making it possible for you to gain more information as to why they're going through the steps. So let's say in my case, I'm looking to sell or buy a business. I'm going to go to the next step, which is the actual data entry process. So we're only going to go through and add 1 year of data just for the example. We do ask for 3 years of financials. We think we're the most accurate with 3. However, we can value a business with just 1. So once we type in revenue and pre-tax income, you're going to see one of the coolest features of the software start to take shape. And that is the estimated business value, which will go up and down as you type in data. This is sort of one of our more client-friendly features. It's very TurboTax-like, and this is what we feel lets business owners or entices business owners to continue entering data. They're going to watch this number go up or down depending on the data that they type in, and that'll entice them to keep providing more accurate and more detail about their business. Now, 2 things I want to point out is everything in here, everything in our system we have defined. So what we're looking for, you would just highlight over the question marks, which we call IntelliTips, and we're going to tell you exactly what we're looking for. Anything that can come off of a corporate tax return, we're not only going to tell you that with this form icon, but we're even going to let you know which line to get the item from. And as you can imagine, business owners, this is really going to help them get through the process and make it a lot more simple since we're telling them exactly where to get the items from. I'm going to move on here to step 4, which is all around the assets. As you can see, every item on this page for an S Corp can come off the corporate tax return. We at BizEquity don't expect you, the BizEquity subscriber, to be a business valuation expert overnight, and we certainly don't expect a business owner going through this for the first time to be a valuation expert at all. So that's why we try to make this as user-friendly as possible. Now, 2 buttons I want to make you aware of that do appear on every single page are the Save for Later feature and the Delegate feature. Save for Later feature is to be used where if you're a business owner, you've started the process, something popped up, you're not able to finish it. What you can do is actually email yourself a secure link, and that would allow you to come back into your valuation without having to start from the beginning and finish entering data. The Delegate feature is a little bit more popular, and in this case, this may, maybe there's a business owner who has a full-time accountant who actually is the one who has access to the financials. Maybe there's a full-time CFO who would be the one that would be more appropriate to fill this link out. They're able to delegate this link, and again, it's a secure link sent, so that person can come in and actually enter the data. Now, one thing to be aware of is these links are only good for 7 days. We don't do that, and you're never going to lose data, but we do want to promote urgency. So we don't want a business owner sort of just sitting on this for weeks at a time and holding up your sales pipeline. So now I'm going to hit next, going on to step 5 of 7, which is all around the liabilities of a business. Most of these will come off a profit and loss or a balance sheet. And just typing in data here. Now I'm going to move on to step 6 of 7, which is all around the growth of the business. And this is where the valuation gets a little bit more subjective. So we have the first question is projected revenue growth. Next is long-term EBITDA margin. Percentage of business reoccurring. Let's make that high for this mock business. Do you have any intellectual property, including trade secrets or patents? I'm going to say that a plumber in western suburbs of Philadelphia probably does not have IP. I'm going to move on to the next step, already at 7 of 7. What percentage of sales comes from your top 3 customers? Put this at 20. If the owner of the business left, how would your profits and revenues be impacted? I'm going to say fall substantially. And this is one of those questions I mentioned in the beginning that is a little bit more engaging. It does affect the business valuation. As you saw, it dropped a little bit as I hit fall substantially. But this is where, especially if you have a business owner or the prospect in the room with you, this is one of those questions that you can change if you are using this tool to help leverage insurance sales. You turn this into from a data collection conversation into a sales conversation. This would be about key person insurance. Next question is, does your current life or key person insurance coverage and risk management program cover the business valuation quotation above? Now, it doesn't matter if a business is underinsured, it's not going to affect the value. However, this is one of those other engaging questions for our users that are leveraging insurance sales, where these two questions not only cover key man insurance, but they can also lead to a buy-sell agreement conversation. Now, I'm going to show you one nuance with this last question. Do you rent or own? Let's say the business owner owns their building. It's an $860,000 building, $100,000 left on the mortgage, 4,500 square feet. If they own the building through the business entity itself, you would hit this property is owned through the business entity. What would the true market level of the rent be? Let's say $7,000. We're going to see the business valuation also include real estate. Now, it's only ever going to include real estate if the business entity itself owns the real estate. More often than not, if a business owner owns their building, it's going to say the property is owned by a second entity with common ownership, maybe a real estate company or a holding company. So then, in this case, we'll select property is owned by a second entity. There's also, obviously, if the business owner just rents, we're going to say rent is paid to an independent third party. It's going to ask for monthly rent, square footage. So now we've completed the business valuation. So remember, we've logged in using the smart link. So I'm logged in the way a business owner would see this. And I'm going to hit save and continue. Now that counter is now gone, and a splash page is going to say, thank you for using, and it'll say your white label here. Obviously, we used mine, so it'll say Brian Martin's Business Valuation Advisor. And basically what that does is now the business owner has completed the steps, and it's on you as the user to now approach them and engage them. So they can't even hit back. They won't be able to see that number again. So you as the user now control the data that they've given you and how you're going to deliver it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to where I logged in. So the business owner is also going to receive that splash page as an email. And as long as a business owner goes through and hits save and continue, you as the user, whoever smart link was used, will also receive an email confirming that there's a new valuation inside your console. So now I'm going to go back. I'm going to click my name, company's console, give this a moment to generate. And this is the company that we just ran, test. So please keep in mind, if you're sending a lot of smart links out, keep an eye on your company's console, because anytime a new company is started, it will appear in this console no matter what, and all the data that's been added will appear. But if the business owner does not get to the end and hit save and continue, you will not receive an email saying there's a completed valuation, because obviously the valuation is not completed. So if you are leveraging the smart link, keep an eye on your console. So now let's go over exactly what's going to be in the console. Right here we have the valuation history. This will change with transactions in the marketplace as well as any data that you update. You'll see this turn into a graph. Obviously we haven't changed any data, so there's nothing to update. This blue number is where the business ranks within its NAICS code nationally. The green is where the business ranks in its NAICS code locally. So this is the second most valuable plumbing, heating, and air conditioning contractor within its zip code. Let's continue to scroll here. Here is a review of step 2, the basic business owner information, the address, number of employees. Any of this can be edited just by obviously hitting the edit button. Now we'll get into the actual valuation numbers. So here we have 12 key performance indicators. And what these are is this is to let a business owner know how they're performing in these important categories. And like I had mentioned earlier, we're not going to expect you, the BizEquity subscriber, or the business owner to necessarily be experts in valuation. So we have definitions for all of these terms. So not only can you discuss the performance of the business, you can also speak to what the terms mean and why they're important. Anything in green means the business is outperforming its industry average. Anything in purple means the business is underperforming its industry average. As we keep scrolling in the console, here's a review of the financials. Idea behind this is once the 2017 financials are in, instead of going through an entire new company, you can just come here and add the data right here. We'll let you go back as far as 2014. Obviously, we only typed in data in 2016. So that's where it will appear. Here is a review of those sliders that we worked on. These can be adjusted as necessary. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about, and this may not be applicable to everybody, but we have our insurance value report. And what this is this is leveraging data that we've collected. So it's going to say, based on your inputs, your company is valued at $3 million. Companies like you typically have the following coverage: buy, sell, key person. So for these common types of insurance, we're giving you, the subscriber, the ability to let a business owner know how businesses of their same value are currently insured. Now, this isn't a feature that's turned on for everybody, but if it is something that interests you and you don't have it turned on, feel free to contact us at BizEquity, and we can give you the additional cost of adding the insurance value report. But what we're going to look at now is the actual business valuation report. So I'm going to hit Generate New Valuation Report. And keep in mind, you can update data on the companies and numbers on the companies as many times as you want. If you update data, though, please be aware you'll need to run a new valuation report to generate a new PDF. So this is what the deliverable to the client will look like. It's going to be branded with your logo right here. We used my white label, so it says BizEquity, and then have the name of the user as presented by. Business name will appear here. The first few pages are generic in nature. They cover some key terms in our methodology. Page 6 is where it's going to be specific to the business owner. So we're going to give the equity value, the asset sale value, the enterprise value, and the liquidation value, all 4 values based on the data that was input. And again, just like the key performance indicators, we're also going to give the definitions of these terms and when they would be used. As we keep scrolling, we're going to see a review of the financials. We'll have a side-by-side view as we keep going. Key performance indicators get a little bit of a different look on the valuation report because this is intended to be client-facing. So we have, what does it mean? Why should it matter? Give me an example for all 12 of these key performance indicators. This piece is, like I said, it's 29 pages. It's very detailed, and I really think the best part about it is we breeze through a mock business, so it would take you a little bit longer to input actual data, but this isn't something that's going to take you as the user a long time to create. If you have your hands on the financial data or the business owner is able to collect their financial forms, this is something that can be done within a half hour. But the report itself is very detailed, very client friendly, and most business owners have never received anything like as detailed about their particular business as this report. Just a little tip for us: when we print these out, we print them on cardstock paper. We have them binded. Cost a couple dollars at a FedEx or a Kinko's location. However, it gives it a really professional booklet feel. So what we've discussed already is logging in at your white label. Home is where you would start evaluation yourself. Clicking your name, company's console, is where any companies you valued will live, as well as your unique smart link. So if you're sending links out to business owners, you definitely want to use your smart link. So we tie the company into your console.